The Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit is a very special American aircraft. It's a heavy strategic bomber and, it features low observable technology, which is also known as stealth. This unique design makes it very difficult for enemy radar to detect. The B-2's main purpose is to fly deep into enemy territory. It can deliver large payloads of both conventional and nuclear weapons without being seen. Its shape is very different from most other airplanes. It looks like a giant, dark flying wing. And this shape is a key part of what makes it so hard to track on radar systems. The B-2 represents a major leap in military aviation technology, changing how air power could be used in conflicts. The idea for the B-2 bomber came about during the Cold War. The United States wanted an aircraft that could penetrate the Soviet Union's advanced air defenses. These defenses were considered very strong and dense. A normal bomber would likely be shot down before reaching its target. The U.S. Air Force needed something that could slip through this net of radar and missile sites completely undetected. The project was started under the Advanced Technology Bomber or ATB program in the late 1970s. The goal was to create an aircraft that was almost invisible to radar, giving it the element of surprise against any potential adversary around the world at that time. This aircraft was developed with a clear mission in mind: global reach and global power. The B-2 was designed to take off from bases in the United States and fly to any point on the planet. It can refuel in the air, allowing it to stay aloft for very long missions, sometimes lasting more than 30 hours. This ability means it can strike targets anywhere in the world and return to its home base without needing to land in foreign countries. The B-2 provides the United States with a powerful tool for projecting force and maintaining strategic deterrence, ensuring that no target is truly out of reach for American air power. The B-2 Spirit officially entered service with the United States Air Force in 1997. Its development was one of the most secret and expensive military projects ever undertaken. The total cost of the program was enormous, with each aircraft costing billions of dollars to build and maintain. Because of the high cost and the end of the Cold War, the original plan to build 132 bombers was cut down significantly. In the end, only 21 B-2 bombers were ever built. These few aircraft form a very small but extremely capable part of the U.S. Air Force's bomber fleet, reserved for the most important and dangerous missions. The creation of the B-2 bomber was a monumental task that pushed the limits of engineering and science. The project began in earnest in the late 1970s, with Northrop Corporation selected as the primary contractor in 1981. The entire program was classified at the highest levels of secrecy. Very few people even knew that such an aircraft was being developed. The design team had to overcome immense challenges. They needed to create a large aircraft that could carry a heavy bomb load over long distances while remaining nearly invisible to all known forms of detection, including radar, infrared, and acoustic sensors. This required a completely new way of thinking about aircraft design. The B-2's unique shape is the most obvious part of its stealth technology. It is a flying wing, which means it has no traditional fuselage or tail. This design, pioneered by Jack Northrop decades earlier, helps to deflect radar waves away from the radar source instead of reflecting them back. The surfaces of the aircraft are all carefully curved and angled to minimize its radar cross-section. There are no sharp edges or vertical surfaces, like a tail fin that would create a strong radar return. The engines are buried deep inside the wing structure to hide their heat from infrared sensors and to reduce noise, making the aircraft quieter as it flies. Beyond its shape, the B-2 is coated in a special material called radar absorbent material, or RAM. This advanced coating works like a sponge for radar energy. When radar waves hit the surface of the B-2, the RAM absorbs a large portion of the energy, converting it into a tiny amount of heat. This prevents the radar waves from bouncing back to the receiver, further reducing the aircraft's signature. Maintaining this special coating is a very complex and time-consuming process. The B-2S must be kept in climate-controlled hangars to protect the sensitive materials that make them so effective at evading detection. The technology inside the B-2 is just as advanced as its exterior. The aircraft is flown using a complex quad-redundant fly-by-wire system. Because a flying wing is inherently unstable, powerful computers are needed to constantly make tiny adjustments to the control surfaces to keep the aircraft flying smoothly. The pilot's commands are sent to these computers, which then translate them into the correct movements. The B-2 also has a sophisticated navigation and weapons delivery system that allows it to find and strike targets with incredible precision, even in bad weather or at night, all while operating in complete electronic silence to avoid giving away its position. The primary function of the B-2 Spirit bomber is to be a deep-penetration strategic bomber. This means its main job is to fly undetected through heavily defended enemy airspace to destroy high-value targets. These targets are often located far inside an enemy's country and are protected by the most advanced air defense systems. They can include command and control centers, critical infrastructure, air defense networks, and weapons production facilities. The B-2 is designed to carry out these missions during the very first hours of a conflict, crippling an adversary's ability to fight back. It is the tip of the spear for American air power. The B-2 is a versatile weapons platform capable of carrying a massive and diverse payload. It has 2 large internal bomb bays that can hold up to 40,000 pounds of ordnance. This can include a wide variety of conventional weapons, such as the 2,000-pound GBU-31 Joint Direct Attack Munitions or JDAMs. These are GPS-guided smart bombs that can strike targets with pinpoint accuracy from high altitudes. The B-2 can carry 80 of the smaller 500-pound JDAMs. Its most significant capability, however, is its role as a nuclear platform. The B-2 is a key part of the U.S. nuclear triad, able to deliver nuclear gravity bombs with stealth. A critical aspect of the B-2's mission is its incredible range. The bomber can fly more than 6,000 nautical miles on a single tank of internal fuel. With aerial refueling, its range is limited only by the endurance of its 2-person crew. This gives the B-2 the ability to conduct missions from its home base at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, strike targets anywhere on the globe, and return without needing to land. These long-duration missions can last for over 30 to 40 hours. This capability reduces the need for vulnerable forward basing and ensures that the United States can hold any target at risk at any time. The stealth characteristics of the B-2 are central to its mission success. By being nearly invisible to radar, the B-2 avoids the need for a large support package of escort fighters or electronic warfare aircraft that traditional bombers require. A conventional bomber strike would involve many different types of planes to jam enemy radar and protect the bombers from fighter jets. The B-2 can perform its mission alone, increasing the element of surprise and reducing the number of assets and personnel put at risk. This ability to operate independently in hostile territory is what makes the B-2 such a unique and powerful strategic asset for the United States Air Force. The B-2 Spirit first saw combat during the Kosovo War in 1999 as part of Operation Allied Force. Flying directly from their home base in Missouri, B-2S conducted non-stop 30-hour round-trip missions into Serbia. During this conflict, the small fleet of B-2S flew less than 1% of the total combat sorties, but they were responsible for destroying 33% of the selected Serbian targets. These missions proved the effectiveness of the B-2's design, as they successfully penetrated a dense and active air defense network without a single loss. They demonstrated the bomber's ability to deliver a large volume of precision-guided munitions with devastating accuracy. Following its debut in the Balkans, the B-2 was called upon again in the opening stages of Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan in 2001. After the September 11th terrorist attacks, B-2S flew some of the longest air combat missions in history. They took off from Missouri, flew to Afghanistan to drop their payloads on Taliban and Al-Qaeda targets, landed briefly at Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean for refueling and a crew change, and then flew back to the United States. These record-setting missions lasted over 44 hours and showcased the bomber's incredible range and endurance, reinforcing its status as a truly global strike platform. The B-2's next major combat role was during Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. In the initial shock and awe phase of the war against Iraq, B-2S once again flew from Missouri and other forward operating locations to strike heavily defended targets. They were tasked with destroying key command and control nodes, leadership locations, and other critical infrastructure to quickly disable the Iraqi regime's ability to command its forces. In total, B-2S flew dozens of sorties during the conflict, delivering hundreds of satellite-guided bombs with high precision, contributing significantly to the rapid collapse of the Iraqi military's resistance. The most recent publicly acknowledged combat use of the B-2 bomber occurred in January 2017. Two B-2s flew a 34-hour mission from Missouri to strike two ISIS training camps in Libya, near the city of Sirte. The camps were located in a remote desert area and were believed to house militants responsible for planning attacks in Europe. The B-2s dropped approximately 85 precision munitions on the targets, completely destroying the camps and eliminating the threat. This operation highlighted the B-2's continuing relevance, demonstrating its unique ability to conduct precise, large-scale strikes against isolated targets anywhere in the world, a mission no other aircraft could perform with the same level of surprise and effectiveness.